you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. As always, I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the video today. If you are a first timer to the channel or a first timer to the Strat, then welcome to you guys as well. We're about to change the way that you guys trade in the market. If you haven't done so yet, go down below, click that subscribe button, and more importantly, hit that bell. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one. Okay, we're going to do a review video on 3 trades today. CL, GDX, and what was the other one? KR. I was only in on one of those trades, but I want to go over the 3 of them with you guys today. So I send out videos like this every day, guys. I send out top 5 watch lists. I send out watch lists. I send out weekly swing plays. I send out monthly swing plays. I've got over 200 videos for you guys to learn how to trade in the market. Okay, I've got videos on what these candlestick numbers mean. I've got videos on how to trade outside bars, how to trade inside bars, how to trade 3-1 setups, how to trade double inside bars, what a broadening formation is, Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule. Okay, the list goes on and on and on. I've got a 4-part series on Paul E2Ro's coin, hashtag 30 and 30. Okay, there's 4 videos on that. I've got 2 videos on how to play gaps. Okay, there's a plethora of videos for you guys to learn off of. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Follow me there. You can comment there, DM me there, ask any question you'd like that you need answered. I'm here to help you guys. And I'm pretty adamant on getting back to you guys within the same day. So there's no silly questions. There's no dumb questions, guys. Ask away. You can also do the same thing below on any one of my YouTube videos. Ask the questions down there. I will get back to you guys. In saying all that, I spend a lot of time and effort putting these videos together for you guys. I enjoy doing it, but it does cost, or it does take me time and effort. So, what I'd ask of you guys in return is to watch the video or watch the ads that pop up. If it's a 15-second ad or a 30-second ad, I would ask that you guys please watch it. So what that does is it allows the advertisers to pay me to put these videos out, and it keeps the money in your guys' pockets. I don't want to have to start charging for any of this stuff. I want to keep it free for all of you guys. I don't believe you guys should have to pay for it, okay? In saying that, I do put a lot of time into this, and that's a way for you guys to keep it free. Watch the 15 or 30-second ad or whatever it is, and let those advertisers pay me to teach you guys and create these videos for you guys. Okay, let someone else pay for your guys' education, and that's what we're doing here. And again, on that same note, because I have been monetized, I do want to give something back to you guys, because without you guys, that doesn't happen. Okay, so on my first monetized check, I'd like to give something back to you guys. I don't even know how much it's going to be, but if I can give somebody back 25 bucks or 50 bucks, I'd love to do that for you guys. So I'll figure out how I'm going to do that, but stay tuned for that. Anyways, let's get into these trades, okay? We're still live trading in the market. We are 3 hours into the market. So these trades you could still be in them. I don't know. I haven't really looked at CL, and I haven't really looked at KR, but I have looked at GDX because I was in that trade. So let's start with CL. On the review video, or on the watch list video that I gave out yesterday, this CL play, Colgate, was the first one I gave you guys, okay? And it was an inside bar. And I love playing inside bars because they show consolidation, they become spring-loaded, and they have big moves to one side or the other. And that's exactly what we had on this CL Palmolive, Colgate Palmolive play, okay? We had a big breakdown, and I don't know what the dollar values were on the options again, because I didn't play them, but I know for sure you guys at least got 30%, maybe 50%, 60 plus on this play, okay? If you were in it. Okay, so let's just go back to the 5-minute chart and we'll see where you guys could have got in. Okay, so here we are, June 14th, right here, 7:30. That was the first candle. Okay, and part of the reason I didn't get into this play was I take my kids to school every morning. We're gone by usually around 8 o'clock. I can't automate trades on the Quest Trade platform I'm on, so there would have been no way for me to get into this trade. But let's go through it and see how it would have worked out, okay? So in this 8 o'clock hour right here, between 8 and 8:05, we triggered this daily trigger, okay? Which we marked out on our daily chart, the low of yesterday. We triggered it at 75.43, and within that first 5 minutes, we hit our first target. So there's a bunch of ways you can play this, guys. When you break that trigger becomes your stop loss, okay? Then you break that first target, you can make that first target your stop loss, okay? Or you can do a reversal as your stop loss. It doesn't matter. It's up to you guys and your risk and how you guys want to manage this trade. I can't manage the trades for you, but I can give you ideas on how to do it, okay? So we come through this trigger, we come through first targets, okay? We've made money, okay? So this target realistically now can become your stop loss. We did not break through that stop loss, okay? We had a 2 down, then we had an inside bar, then we had this outside bar. So again, if you're playing off of a reversal, you would have been stopped out here because we opened here and came back up, and you would have been stopped at the top of this yellow candle. Or if you would have left your target at the top of this green line, your stop loss at the top of the green line, which is your target, that's what I would have done. We still would have been in this trade. And until we break through that target, I'm still in this trade. So we enter here, stop loss goes to the green line, and we are still in this trade because we did not break through that green line, okay? We tagged it, did not break through it. And then we come with another 2 down and a 2 down. And I don't know, let me see if we have, there's our next target. The next target is a ways down. I don't think there's anything closer. I'm just going to go back and check. Sorry guys, give me a second here. To the day. That's what it was. Okay, so we're on the daily chart. Like I said, I don't think there was a target that was any closer than what we were looking at. Let's fast forward here. We're in May. There we go. So there were no other targets in here. There was 1 and then 2. So we'll hop back to the 5 minute. Sorry guys if that confuses you a little bit, but we're back on the 5 now. I'll just run through this quickly again with you guys to show you where we are at. Okay, trigger, target, stop loss. Okay, now you can keep that as your stop loss and you can see how far this thing runs down. This blue line here, guys, is a 9 EMA. Okay, I use this when I'm deep into a trade. Would I have used this for Colgate at this point if we triggered down here? I probably would have. Okay. And I probably wouldn't have been looking for a reversal. What this 9 EMA does, if we close above this line when we're trending down, like if we're in puts, if we close above this line, then we're out of the trade. Okay. So that's probably where I would have been on Colgate. So this would have been my original stop right here, and we just continued to trend down. And I would have waited to hit this second target or till we broke above and closed above this blue line. Now, did we here? Kind of. I would have stayed in this trade based on this. If we would have closed up here, that would have been it for me. I would have been out. I wouldn't say that we closed above. It's kind of half and half. So I would have stayed in just to see what happens. If we would have continued to trend up here and crossed this line here, I would have been out. Okay, but it went back down. It continued to trend down. Trend down. Whoops. Sorry, guys. 2 down. Then we had an inside bar. Then off the break of the inside bar again, went 2 down, 2 up. We're still below that 9 EMA. Okay, then we break through this target here, and you can see we're starting to get closer to this 9 EMA here as we go through. This right here, guys, see how we closed above that blue line? I'm out right there. Okay, I'm out of that trade. Did it continue lower? Yes, it did. Could have I made more money? I could have, but when you get greedy, you lose money. Okay, so that would have been my stop right there on CL. Hopefully that one makes sense for you guys. Let's go to the one I actually traded, GDX. Okay, we'll just go to the day chart really quickly. I gave this as one of my top plays for today, and it was a 3-1 setup. Okay. 3-1 meaning we had an outside bar followed by an inside bar. And again, we come to these inside bars that become and act like a spring. Okay, so let's go to the 5-minute and see where we could have got in and where we could have got out. Okay, so we're on to the 5-minute chart here, June 14th. I'm going to zoom in on this for you guys. June 14th, okay? Why is that? There we go. June 14th, first candle. Right here, 7:30, opens up, and bang. We're through first targets. You guys could have taken profits there, or you could have stayed in. Okay? We came up. Now again, there's a bunch of different ways you can play this, guys. You could have had this as your stop loss, okay? And that would have been fine. You would have been break even. Or you use the reversal, okay? If we broke above the top of this candle and reversed to the upside, out of the trade, okay? You don't need to be in it anymore because we're reversing back up in the opposite direction. That didn't happen here, okay? We were still a 2 down red. Then we had another 2 down, and we came back through that target. 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. And I said on Twitter, I called it out. I hit second targets. I was out. 7:50. I told you guys, 8 o'clock. Before 8 o'clock, we're out the door. That was my trade. It was 30%. I was in and done. Okay? Now, for the other people who would have stayed in this trade because we didn't have a reversal on here or anything that would tell us that this is going to go back up and we should get out of the trade, you stay in it. Okay? Your next candle would have been a 2 up. Okay? So again, there's a bunch of different ways you could play this. Okay? You could have made this your stop loss and you would have been out. You could have made that your stop loss. We're on a reversal. Or you're out. Or this is probably a little bit tight for me and not a big enough gain for me to follow this 9 EMA. But looking at it, you've already got gains here. So you could follow that 9 EMA. Would I have done it? I'm not sure. It would have been a kind of in the moment. I would have either been out here or I would have let it try to ride. okay, personally. So let's say we let it ride. We get this 2 up, then an outside bar. Then we're down again through this second target. Okay, so now you can make this second target your stop loss as we come down further. And then we have this was a 2 down. We have another 2 down. Then we have a 2 up. Another 2 up. Looks like another, I don't know what that is. I guess that's a 2 up as well. And then we have this 2 down. And right here, guys, if I would have stayed in this trade, we closed above here. We went above this target, and we closed above the 90 MA, I would have been out. And that's fine. If you would have stayed in, there was room for more gains. Okay? But, like, it was significant gains. But again, you have to be happy with what you have sometimes. Sometimes you could have said, I think it's going to trend down. What if it didn't? Okay? What if this reversal to the upside, this 2 down, 2 up, wrecked your trade and you came back up to here and you would have lost this profit? Okay? It didn't happen, but what if it did? Okay? So let's take what we know and take those profits and take those gains. And if it's 30% and 20%, don't look for those 100% bangers because they're not, you don't always get them. People always post them. You don't always get them. Okay? When you get greedy, a lot of times you'll lose your profit. You can always take your 30%, and if it went to 60, yeah, it went to 60, but you got your 30%. What if it went the other way? Okay? Then you don't have your 30% anymore. Then you got less. Okay? So if you were happy with 30, be happy with 30. Don't look at what you could have had because it'll wreck you, okay? Take your 30, move on to the next trade, or 40 or 50 or 10 or 15 or whatever it is. Trade your plan, guys. Okay? If this second target was your stop loss, take it. If this first target was your stop loss originally up here, take it. Don't worry about what happened after. Move on to the next trade. There's hundreds and thousands of possibilities for trades every single day. Okay? KR, this was another one I gave you as a top 2, and it was not great. Okay? It wouldn't have been a good trade for you guys or anybody who took it. And we'll go through it, and we'll see what happened. Okay? I'll tell you guys in a second what I did say. So we had this inside bar. Again, they don't always work, but probabilities tell us that more often than not, they do work, okay? So we had an inside bar. We opened here, and we did break up to the high side. So let's go to the 5-minute. We can see how it looked on the 5. And there's our opening here's our opening candle right here. And we trended up, 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 up. We broke through the trigger. Okay, we're in the trade. Here we go. And we're down out of the trade. So, 2 ways you could have done this. Okay, and this is why we have stop losses, guys. And we make this stuff tight and we don't let it run the other direction because you're going to get screwed. Okay, we came up, triggered, you're in the trade. We did not hit targets. We didn't even come close. We moved up from 51.03 to 50. This is a 7-cent gain. Okay, our very next bar, we came back through that trigger. If that's your stop loss, guys, that's your stop loss. Cut it. Yes, it could have reversed and went back up, but you didn't lose anything. What if it didn't? What if it continued to go down? Remember when I said in the last one, what if? Well, here's a perfect scenario, guys. What if it comes back up? It didn't. Okay, and you would have been holding. You would have got wrecked on the trade. Okay, so stop loss option number 1. Stop loss option number 2 off of the break of that inside bar. So you could have said, I'm going to wait. We have an inside bar. If it breaks back to the upside, we're okay. Well, it didn't. It broke to the downside. And what do I always tell you guys about inside bars? It doesn't matter what time frame it's on. Look at this. Inside bar, we went from $50.94 all the way down to $50.49. It's a 50-cent play, okay? Off of an inside bar. So that should have been your last stop loss where you would have gotten out of that trade, okay? And then I did call out, you know what, came back down, almost went outside bar. It was somewhere in this range. I can't remember what time it was. It was about 9:05, 9:10. I said, KR is very likely to go outside bar. And we hopped around. And right there is where we triggered the outside bar. It wasn't for very long, but it did go outside bar. Okay, so if you would have taken Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule, we'll go back to the daily really quick. I have a video on that 50% rule if you want to go look at it. The 50% rule is basically we opened here and we came triggered to the high side, okay? If we come back and are through this 50% marker back to the downside, probabilities tell us we are going to go right through the opposite end of that previous candle to the downside to create an outside bar. So you would get in at that 50%, and the bottom of the preceding candle would have been your target, okay? And KR hit that. I did call it out late. You could have got in it when I called it and still made some money. Guys, those are the 3 trades. Hopefully it gives you some clarity. I try and do these as often as I can for you guys. So GDX was a great trade. CL was a ridiculously great trade. I hope some of you guys got into those. And KR, unfortunately, if you were in it, you got a loss, or you stopped out, or you broke even, and that's just the way it is, and that's it. You can't win every trade, okay? And that's why we keep our stops close and tight and small, and try and keep our winners big and our losers small, and that's the way we're gonna win. Okay? Hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Watch those ads when you watch the videos, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.